Are you looking to become a firefighter? Today I'm interviewing Mr. Jimmy Rodas and his role as a firefighter in Winter Garden. So what inspired you to become a firefighter?
It was a job that a friend of mine was doing at the time, and he had recommended it for me. And at first I was hesitant because of my age. I was later on in life. I was in my 40s, and I had a career. I was as a marketing director, and a friend of mine told me about it, and I just started doing my research, and I did something called a ride-along, which is something where you sign some paperwork and you ride along with your neighborhood fire department. I did that, and that one night, those calls that we did, the way that we helped the people, it changed my life in one night. I went home, I immediately started doing the research. What do I have to do? What certificates? What do I have to get to become a firefighter? And that was in about 2016, 2017, and I've been doing it since. I love it. It's really a satisfying job, something where you go home at the end of the day or in the beginning of the next day. You go home after your shift, and there's a fulfilling job that you did something meaningful, something that you actually impacted somebody's life. And I think I was looking for that, and that's why I did it.
I know that firefighters, as a job as a firefighter, might come along with a lot of different challenges. What is one of the most challenging experiences you have experienced as your role?
Well, coming from my background in marketing, it was an office job. So I was used to kind of the same mundane 8 to 5, 9 to 5 sort of job. You come in the office, you have a schedule, you do what you do inside, and 5 o'clock comes, you clock out and you go home. This job is so different because this job is different every single day. You never know what you're gonna get. Is it gonna be a slow day, a fast day? What kind of calls are you gonna get? What kind of emergencies are gonna happen? 911 is completely random. There is no scheduling, there is no rush hour, it's completely random, anything can happen, and every single day is different. I can actually say every single call is different, and that's something that I was not used to. That's a huge challenge. Also, the experience. This job, more than any job I've ever had, experience is a huge part of this. You get good at this job by doing the calls and running these calls over and over and over again. And it's just learning from these guys I work with. These guys I work with are amazing firefighters. They've been doing it for years. And that's something that there's no shortcut there. You just have to come in and run the calls, and day in and day out, just get a little bit better, learn something, get something from every single call that you can use on the next call. It's experience, and that's something that I didn't expect. I thought it was more like, I could read a textbook, get good at something, and just do it. This is all experience, and every day is so different. So that, I would say, just the experience and how every single day is completely different, every call is different, that was probably one of my biggest challenges.
What advice would you give to high schoolers looking to pursue a career in firefighting?
One thing is, get good at your customer service skills. That's something that a lot of people don't think about, but this job is 100% customer service. You're dealing with patients of all walks of life, all age, gender, race. You've got to really be able to talk to people, and all different kinds of people. And you're gonna have to be able to communicate well. And I would say that's a big plus, is just your people skills is huge in this job. Also, I came into this pretty late. I came into this in my 40s. I wish that this would have been a choice I made earlier on, maybe out of high school. And no regrets. Everything happens for a reason, but I would say get into it early, and realize that a lot of this job is medical. It's not just fighting fires. It's a lot of medical calls, and you have to get used to that, and you have to like it. So get your certification as an EMT. If you can, get your paramedics, and obviously your fire standards. But I would say just come right out of high school if you can, and start with your EMT certification, and again, the people skills. It's so important. That's such a big part of this job.
Finally, a big part of your job must be dealing with fire. How do you deal with seeing fire or dealing?
I'll tell you, it's a big challenge because you can't really train for the actual fire scene. You can prepare your body, you can get used to being in your gear, you can get used to being on air, which is what you have to do when you're in your bunker gear in a fire. You can train at that, but a lot of it is just the experience of being in the fires. That's it's rough, it's hard, and they kind of prepare you for that in fire standards with the training that they give you. They make sure you're in gear a lot. They try to get you into stressful, hot situations because that's what it is inside a fire. But other than that, it's just it's something that you kind of have to do. You have to go through it, and I've worked with a lot of guys where they didn't know what to expect. And some people said, you know, this is for me. Others said, you know, maybe this is not for me. So just try to prepare yourself as well as you can in your standards, and just have an open mind, and I think you're gonna be okay.